Hello, I'm John Holmes. Welcome back to Spare Time. Fresh air pursuits, that's what's in store tonight. And by the end of the programme, the sweet smells of the countryside should be wafting through your nostrils. Now I'll be trying my hand, or as it should be my feet, to Morris dancing with the Nottingham Morris side. And we go out with the hounds of Wootton Wowen. The foxes can relax because these hounds only hunt men. In the studio, I'll be talking to Alan Moffat, a black countryman who spends his spare time tracking down wild birds in order to photograph and paint them. But now, here's a band with a big following. 6 hands in tempo.
In the heart of little old New York, you'll find a thoroughfare. It's the part of little old New York that runs into Times Square. That crazy quilt at Wall Street Jack's built. If you've got a little time to spare, I'd like to take you there. Come and meet those dancing feet. On the avenue, I'm taking you to 42nd Street. Hear the beat of dancing feet. It's a song of love, that melody of 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. Side by side, they're glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite, 42nd Street. The big parade goes on for years. It's a rhapsody of laughter and tears. Naughty, gaudy, bawdy, sporty, 42nd. Come and meet on the avenue, I'm taking you to 42nd Street. Hear the beat of dancing feet. It's a song of love, that melody of 42nd Street. Little nifties from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. The big parade goes on for years. It's a rhapsody of laughter and tears. Naughty, gaudy, bawdy, sporty, 42nd Street.
Nostalgic music from Spare Time musicians, 6 hands in tempo. Now, the items we've featured on Spare Time so far have been things that we could all do without making too much of a hole in our pockets. But this is a bit of a change. Now, I'm pretty sure that not many of us could afford to keep and feed a pack of over 30 hungry bloodhounds. However, Bill Allen of Wootton Wowen can. We went to see him and his wife Jackie putting them through their paces.
Well, they wear bred from the bloodhound. Bloodhound, like a blood horse, is a thoroughbred hound. They bred back the bloodhound to the Schubert hound, brought over here in 1060-something by the French conquest. And they have been bred, not the big bloodhound they show. They've been bred to hunt in the field, and of course they're far thinner and far more active. They can do 10 miles on a hunt. They can do 10 miles in the morning and 10 miles in the afternoon. But of course the great thing is the nose. They've got a terrific sense of smell or scent. They can track a man overland 5-10 miles, and he can go amongst the crowd and they'll find him amongst that crowd. It's an individual man they hunt. It's like a fingerprint. Every man has his own scent, and they hunt that actual man. They don't riot unto anybody else. This morning I think we'd send a man out on horse. It's easier on horse, it's hot weather, for the man himself. He'll go out perhaps a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes before the pack, and they'll take the scent. I don't know whether they take the scent of the horse, by the way, or the man on top. I've never been able to make up my mind, one or the other. But we shall catch you. I want you to take the horse up there and then go to the left, round to the pool, and right round the pool, through the water, and back over the fields, over to the right, over the road, which we have to be very careful going over the road, and then back round, right round the back of the far land. All right? Okay, get on him then. I'll hold him for you. Off you go then, Mark. I'll give you back quarter of an hour. Where's he? Where's he? Where's he? Come on then. Where's he? Where's he? I'm sorry to keep you waiting, boys. Where's he? Where's he? Where's he? Wait in there!
Nature told it so. Seasons come, seasons go, and every wild thing learns what it's got to know, 'cause nature told it so. just like a friend. It will till the very end. Life begins, life must end. The sun comes back just like a friend. It will till the very end. I watch with love, I watch with pride. It makes my blood run fast inside to see those hounds run pure and true. There's no finer sight and no finer view.
Come on,
That's a good one.
Oh, they're good ones. They're the clever ones. Come on.
What sort of a run's it been, Bill?
There. But with the sunshine, the scent's not brilliant. But I thought they went through the water very well. And they finished the run anyway.
Any of them tired at all?
Oh, no, we haven't done far enough to be tired. In the winter time, when they do 10 miles, that's when they're tired. But this time of year, not very. The moment they're going in having the water, having a bath with a swan, I think they're after.
The St Hubert Hounds of Wootton Wowing getting their man. You may like to know that Jackie wrote and performed the song herself. Now this is a hawfinch. The photograph was taken by Alan Moffat of Dudley. Alan, beautiful photograph. Does it take you a lot of time to get a photograph like that?
Well, one has to know the habitat that they live in, and you have to spend a great deal of time watching them to find out what habits they have before you go out to even think of getting a photograph of them.
Now, it's very unusual to see a photograph of a hawfinch, so, for instance, how long did it take you to get that one?
Well, I think I set the hide up, after the setting up of the hide, I think it took about less than a week, actually, that did. Because I know that they've got a liking for water, and they love to drink. But normally they're up in the treetops, that's why people don't see them very often.
Now, I know you've taken many, many photographs. How did you start? What actually spurred you on to actually begin this hobby?
Well, at one time, which I regret now, I used to go shooting. And,
shooting with a gun?
Yeah. And now I must admit that I regret that for every bird as I've ever killed, I'm really sorry for now. And I reckon to young children that who have these air guns, the best thing is not to shoot at all, because when they get to my age, they will regret what they've done.
But of course, by all means, shoot with a camera.
Yeah, well, you don't do any harm to your subject, do you?
Now, on the table here, we've got lots and lots of equipment. It all looks very splendid to me. Would this cost a lot of money?
Well, the cameras cost about £200. The large lens there, which is a 300, which you'd need for photographing birds on the mountains, that sets you back about £250 as well. So there's about £700 worth on there.
But I assume you didn't start like that. I mean, you started with something a bit more simple, did you?
Well, no, actually, I always, what I think about photography, and that if you're going to take a photograph, you might as well take a good one. So if you can afford it, try with the best cameras you can afford at the particular time.
Let's have a look at some of your photographs. We can have a look. Now, this one, well, that's rather pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a wren. That was took locally, about a mile away from where I live,
It
in
looks
Sedgley.
almost as though the wren has posed for you, but of course you can't do that with a bird, can you?
No, what I did, I drilled a line of holes just across the top where the fungi are, and in each hole I inserted a maggot, and this little wren eventually knew where to come for his food, and when he got on there and he was just about to take a maggot, I just clicked off at him and I got that picture.
So without cheating, you just sort of set it up?
Yeah.
It's another finch, isn't it, this one?
Yeah, this was another one at the same pool as I photographed the hawfinch. And they're pretty hard to get a photograph of. It's a bullfinch, because they're normally in the briars and that. But a lot of these finches seem to have a liking for water.
Where did you take this one, a bird of prey?
This is taken in Central Wales, and a project I'm doing trying to photograph kites there.
That's a rabbit he's on, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you can sit closely on there, you have to stake it down, otherwise these birds of prey carry them off. So he'll probably feed on that there for about an hour, and with a bit of luck, if you stake it down, you'll get another one and make a meal of it as well.
This one looks like a thrush.
A thrush, it's a crow. That is
Oh, it's a crow. Oh dear, what a fool I am. Yes, so it is, yeah.
And that was done on local farmland. And that shows what you can do in your old garden.
They're starlings, I know these.
Yeah, and that was taken last year in the garden. I also had bramblings in there at that particular time, and plenty of other birds like greenfinches.
It's a beautiful picture of thrush, starlings. So you can actually get a photograph like that in your own back garden.
Yeah, you must build a hide though. I did see a person on here saying that you can photograph without a hide. I think personally it's impossible.
Now you've got photographs, but that isn't all you do. You also paint pictures, and behind us at the moment we've got a picture of a raven that you painted, which is splendid. Do you go in for painting a lot?
I do a fair bit of painting now, especially in when the weather's wet and I can't get out to do the photography or the recording.
And judging by the standard of that, you obviously were trained.
No, I've just been doing it just over 2 years. I did that particular painting when I'd been painting about a year and a half.
So you're trying to tell me 2 years ago you just picked up a brush and hey presto?
Yeah, and there's some atrocious results, I'll tell you at the first. But I think you paint as you see things. And I tried to see them through the through the camera lens, and I think that's why I do try to tend to get them photographic.
There's another one we've just got on the screen now, and that's another finch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
beautiful. I mean, the amount of work in that. How long does it take to do a picture like that?
About a day.
You're joking.
Not on the that's a watercolour. That is. That doesn't take very long.
Well, thanks very much for coming in. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
And perhaps you'd like to take up bird photography in your spare time. Plenty of details in this week's fact sheet. Now, on Boxing Day in 1899, the great collector of English folk songs, Cecil Sharp, looked out of his window and he saw a group of men dressed in white coming up the drive. Now, had it not been for this chance encounter, a custom which nowadays brightens many a summer gathering might never have been revived.
Once more. At the end, there again, because you're going then into a movement, the following movement, say a half hay.
These are the Foresters Morris dance team from Nottingham.
So you're there,
Their jobs range from university lecturer to bricklayer, but they're bound together in the energetic, lively dance which originated centuries ago. Their summer is packed with engagements at garden fetes and carnivals, and they spend the winter polishing up new dances for next year's season. Here, they're rehearsing for the Hyson Green Festival in Nottingham.
First corners again. Up. Okay, hold it there. Hold it there, right. Now, so you're still not going upwards in that movement because you're not bending your legs. Well, some of you.
Trevor Hull plays the character known as Fool. Trevor, if I can just stop you for a moment. It's all very complicated, it looks very energetic. What's your particular role in this?
Well, I'm Fool and former foreman, squire and bagman.
So you seem to have been everything?
Yes, odd job man as well.
What's the role of the Fool then?
Well, Fool is really, we believe, a hangover from the days when this was a magic, a primitive magic. And when Christian religion came in, the priest who celebrated the magic and touched worshippers with a phallic symbol to ensure their fertility was demoted, as it were, to a figure of fun. But he still is a respected character in the Morris, and he has to be a good dancer, and he has some quality which I can't define. Every fool's different, but there's something that makes him a fool. You just can't say to somebody, you're a fool. This doesn't work that way.
Do you think you could, show me some of those steps?
All right, we'll try that.
Do I need a handkerchief?
We'll teach you, yes, you can hold those.
How do I do that? Do I just hold them like that?
Any way you like.
Any way I like, yes,
Yes.
right. Now what should we do?
We're going to do an RTB.
A
which
what?
is An RTB.
Are we?
Right toe back,
Yes.
forward.
Forward. Then the step comes
And
forward.
Step on the same foot, step,
Step, like that.
a spring step, step,
Step.
and change.
And what does all that mean?
That is what is called an RTB. It's merely a figure of the dance.
I couldn't do that.
Yes, you could. With practice.
Let's see you do it properly then. Come on. more complicated than you think, isn't it?
To some people it may seem a bit soppy, but you want to try it, particularly you get somebody clunking great sticks around your ears. I had my front teeth smashed 3 years ago. I spent an hour and 40 minutes in a dentist's chair with 14 injections to put it right. And you know, you get quite a lot of that sort of accident. It's not a siss's job by any means.
Eric Foxley is the bagman, or secretary, and musician. Tell us about the dress then, Eric. First of all, the bells.
The bell pads are worn on the legs by Morris men. Their significance, you know, Morris dancing was a fertility rite in the old days, is to frighten away the evil spirits. So as we dance, the sound of the bells frightens away the spirits. The white shirt shows the purity of the Morris men. In fact, traditional Morris should be done in white trousers as well, but because we've tended to pick up some sword dancing as well from the northeast, where they wear black breeches, and black breeches need less cleaning, we've ended up with white shirt and socks, but black breeches.
Now, what are you putting on now?
This is called a baldric. Each team has its distinctive colours and style. In our case, we're orange and green. The badges are awarded when you pass your test, when you've finished your apprenticeship. So the younger members of the team don't have a badge. The older members do. I wear the badge in an odd place because the accordion ruins the badge, and the badge ruins the accordion if I keep it there. In fact, we've got another outfit. It can get a little cold in winter, dancing out on Boxing Day as we do. And so we have a tabard with Robin Hood on the front and the city of Nottingham on the back that we wear in winter.
I thought Morris dancing was only meant to be in the spring. Is that wrong?
Traditionally, Morris dancing is in the spring. It's a ceremonial, but in fact, teams such as ourselves who do it partly to preserve the tradition, partly for enjoyment, do it at any time of year that we're invited, normally throughout the summer.
And these are the famous handkerchiefs.
We also have handkerchiefs whose function is to pass the magic from us out to the watching audience to make sure that our fertility reaches them. So they will be kept tucked away. And a straw hat. Traditional teams had straw hats or bowlers or top hats appropriately decorated. Our teams stick mostly with straw hats. Occasionally I've got a top hat as well if I want to appear different as a musician.
Hardly traditional badges, though.
Hardly traditional badges. Computer Congress 1971 is not traditional.
These are sort of tokens you pick up on the route, is it?
That's right, that's right. Each member has his own interests indicated by the badges on his hat.
And this is the full regalia, then?
So this is the full regalia we'll be wearing. The colours of my bells are different from most of the others because they come from the team I was brought up with. I was brought up with the Thames Valley men near London, and so I've stuck to their bell colours, but I'm a forester by my baldric.
Now for it is Morris men, with a fertility dance from Bladdington in Gloucestershire, called William and Nancy.
even now it might help the crops. Now, do you want to be a Morris man? We found almost 50 teams in the Midlands, but as the organisers change sometimes, our best advice is to write to their National Secretary, or Bagman as he's better known. His address is on this week's fact sheet. And now, here's another group from my hometown, Nottingham, 6 Hands in Tempo. Dave, listening to your music, most of it seems to have been written in days long gone before any of you were born, so where's the appeal to you?
Well, the appeal really is in the melodies. That's what we like about them so much, and they're melodies which we've grown up with.
Now, to come on this programme, you've got to be spare time musicians, so what do you do during the day, Dave?
I work for a printer in Derby.
How about Alan? I'm sorry, Steve. How about Steve?
I work for Rolls-Royce, also in Derby.
The executive end of that market?
Certainly, yeah.
And how about Alan?
At the other end is the teacher, which is what I do.
Now, you have a record out. This is a little EP we've got here. 6 Hands in Tempo. Far from Broadway, it's called. Anything else in the offing?
We're working on an LP at the moment. That's just a small 5-tracker, but in about 6 weeks' time, hopefully it'll be in the shops.
Right, we'll have a number from you in a moment, but I must give the details of the fact sheet. Now, this is the address you need to write to, and it is John Holmes, Sparetime, BBC Midlands, Birmingham, B5 7QQ. That's just about it from us for tonight. In next week's programme, we'll be including UFOs and also board sailing. To take us out of the programme, this is the Chattanooga Choo Choo.